We have a slogan that our houses are to live, learn, and lead. My name is Kathy Wright-Shear. I'm a Zeta Tri Delta at the University of Cincinnati. I served as the House Corporation president of the local House Corporation for several years. I'd served on the local House Corporation board throughout my life as a Tri Delta. Tri Delta's always been a part of my life.
My name is Kelly Scarf, and I'm the current Alumni Advisor at Illinois State University, the Beta Omicron chapter. I became a collegiate member at Southeast Missouri State University in 1990, the Phi Nu chapter. Now as the Alumni Advisor for Beta Omicron chapter, I help oversee the entirety of the operations of the chapter and work closely with all the collegiate members on their activities to make the chapter as prosperous as possible.
Zeta chapter at the University of Cincinnati is an urban campus. We had a house right on the main street of the university. It was very visible. And then we woke up one day and we read in the newspaper that a development company was going to buy a large area of property and our house was sitting on it. So that began a huge journey with Tri Delta Housing.
Coming to Illinois State University within my first year, it took a lot of learning and understanding about how a local house corps works and how Tri Delta Housing works.
We were aware of Tri Delta Housing as a property management organization, and we had been weighing the pros and cons according to our specific needs of what would be in the best interest of the chapter.
The chapter was on national probation at the time. They were struggling, and I just wanted to walk in with open heart and open eyes and an open mind and think about not that they were on probation, but what I could do to help support them to first get them off of probation, but to secondly make them a viable chapter within Illinois State University, but also within Tri Delta overall.
We felt very comfortable directly calling the executive officers, and it was like talking to your sisters. They were warm, they were supportive, they were interested, they were on our team.
From talking to the women, one of the things was they really wanted to improve their chapter housing, where they lived, where they held recruitment, where they had sisterhoods, where their families came to visit. And that was one of the first steps we decided to take between advisor and chapter members, was to reach out to Tri Delta Housing to see how they could help us.
They were there to guide us, support us, help us through every step of the way. The Tri Delta Housing team were just like wonderful friends, wonderful supporters. They purchased a lot, and we had a very large fundraising campaign in conjunction with Tri Delta Foundation and raising multi-million dollars to build a new house. And so now we have a new Zeta house at UC.
I sent emails and made phone calls and was immediately contacted back by the employees at Tri Delta Housing, timely and efficiently, with information and no pressure.
It was a mutually supportive conversation.
We were fully working with Tri Delta Housing by the end of that year and transitioned to them in the following year with that newly renovated house and newly furnished home, which the women were exceedingly excited about. I believe myself and all the collegiates were very pleased, happy, and felt extremely supported by Tri Delta Housing.
When I walked into the house the first time, as well as my Tri Delta sisters my age, we were stunned at how beautiful it was, how Tri Delta Housing had thought of every need to accommodate. Women were crying, women were so grateful. They were calling their other Tri Delta sisters. We were all taking pictures of the house. We had the pictures of the house going back and forth among all our alumna. It was just such a wonderful experience, and it It really drew the alumna in, and it's just wonderful feeling part of something bigger. We all look at the Tri-Delta House as a home away from home, but Tri-Delta Housing specifically works very hard to make the house and the spaces in the house support the members' experiences and make them better.
It has improved our recruiting exponentially, going from the 7th out of 11th smallest chapter on campus to the 3rd largest chapter on campus. It has made a huge difference in their confidence and their belief in what they can do as a chapter, and that makes me exceedingly proud.
The members were so thrilled beyond no words to walk into the new Tri-Delta House and see the living, learning, and leading environment that Tri-Delta Housing provided for them.
One of the big positives that's come out of us transitioning to Tri-Delta Housing is the re-engagement with alumni from Illinois State University.
The relationship between the chapter members and the alumna have been improved because alumna are coming to the house to see the improvements. They are connecting with their sisterhood, they're connecting with their pride, they are reconnecting with Tri-Delta on a new level.
And another thing that's been great is that those alumni that are sending their daughters to Illinois State University are excited about the possibility of their daughter joining our chapter, which has been just an outstanding thing for Beta Omicron to be able to re-engage in those relationships.
And it's been very appreciated by the alumna. Just a wonderful experience for the chapter.
With the renovations, we were so excited, having new furniture, having renovated spaces that look beautiful. But as an advisor and the adult in the room, it was great to know that Tri-Delta Housing was taking care of those large capital improvements.
I cannot speak enough to the expertise of Tri-Delta Housing in providing what the chapter members need.
When the washers and dryers decided to stop working, local house corps didn't have to scramble for money or anything like that. Tri-Delta Housing was able to come in and help with those capital improvements on the spot without waiting.
They have property managers, people directly working with the chapter. I think people look at Tri-Delta Housing as it's out here. No, they have women working directly with the chapter members to assess their needs, to provide what they need.
For example, needing a new roof. That is something that a local house corps that can cost up to $100,000 plus. And that's something that Tri-Delta Housing has taken care of for us immediately.
It's a full service solution for the chapter that I think works so much more effectively than the local house corporation board did, because we did not have that expertise.
As an advisor, what I would say to anybody on a local house corps considering joining to or talking to Tri-Delta Housing is go for it. Ask the questions. No one's going to make you commit to something that you're not ready to do or that you're not ready to vote on.
If Tri-Delta Housing manages that property, they will bring the same branding, the same ideas, the same amenities, the same excellence that those chapters need and deserve.
I think the most important thing is, whether you're an alumna, whether you're a local house corps, a collegiate, is ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Just because you start the process doesn't mean that you're automatically in it. And always, always, always remember that these houses support the collegiate membership, which make us as Tri-Deltas viable.
I would advise a local house corporation board to be brave, be bold, and consider what are the best needs of the chapter. How can we look to the future and provide the best needs for not only the women in the chapter at this time, but for the future of that chapter on that campus, for the future of Tri Delta?
We have to think about the future of these collegiate members and the future of these chapters on campus. And I feel like if you're in the right place, Tri Delta Housing can make a huge difference.
How can we work together, all on the same page, to meet the evolving needs and the changes that occur in our sorority and sisterhood? How do we move forward into the future so that we can provide a future for other generations of women?
I think that's a great thing for alumni to know when their chapter potentially joins Tri Delta Housing from a local house court is they still care. They want to hear your voice. They want you to know that they want to preserve the history of your chapter. They want you to be a part of it, and they're not trying to erase anything. They're just trying to improve it for you.
I would encourage you to be brave, to be bold, to directly approach Tri Delta Housing and educate yourself on what they can offer your chapter. It's a place that is safe, it's comfortable, and it's home.